Good morning and welcome back to the show. Well, Flick, after today's games, we're exactly halfway through the season. So what I thought is today we might do a bit of a half-yearly review and just have a look at the clubs in A grade and see their positions on the ladder, and we'll talk a little bit about them.
Yep, fantastic.
Now, look, what we'll do, we'll start off on the bottom of the ladder at the moment, where it stands at the moment, and we'll head up to the top. Now, Geelong West sitting on the bottom of the ladder at the moment, and, you know, looking at Geelong West and the rest of the season, I'm thinking that they're going to be really struggling to put together 4 consistent quarters to record a game. As we'll quickly go up the ladder, Anarchy, Bannockburn, Belmont on 2 wins, Corio on 2 wins, Inverleigh 3 wins there, 12 points. North Geelong just outside the 5 on 20 points. Winchelsea on 20 points as well. East Geelong half a game in front of Winch and North Geelong on 22 points. Belpost Hill sitting 3rd on 26 with 6 wins and 1 loss and 1 draw. And then you've got Thompson sitting 2nd with Werribee on top of the ladder, both on 32 points and undefeated so far this season. So we'll head back down to Anarchy again. Anarchy, I'm sure that the girls down in Anarchy will be looking forward to maybe trying to string together 1 or 2 wins before the season's out.
Yep.
And we'll just have to wait and see whether that eventuates or not. Bannockburn, of course, next on the ladder, working our way up. I think looking at who Bannockburn play for the rest of the season, they're probably going to string together maybe 2 or 3 wins with possibly, 5 or 6 up for grabs there. I don't think they're going to force their way into the top 5 where we stand right now with 10 games remaining. Belmont, next on the ladder. Now, Belmont, I think, before the season began, were looking the goods, and there was big talk down there. They had plenty of girls down there to pick from, and I think up until this part of the season, they'll probably be disappointed with the way they've been going. I think looking at Belmont, they're probably going to string together at least 3 wins before the season's out, and there's 7 possible wins depending upon if they bring their A game, on the day and play consistently for 4 quarters. Corio are sitting 8th on the ladder, just outside the 5, and looking at Corio's draw for the rest of the season, 4, I would say personally, probably 4 wins and 6 games where they're going to have to, pull out their finger to try and squeeze into the 5. I think before the season began, Corio also had high hopes for this season after a good showing last year, where they just missed out on the 5 last year, and they've probably been disappointed with their season. Michelle Risaka's down there, and you've got a great, there's some good players down there. Amy Barton's down there in the centre court, Danielle Davis, but they're just probably having a bit of trouble moulding together as a team.
And considering where they are now, and we're halfway through, they're going to have to play a lot of those teams twice as well, so they're going to face a couple of difficult ones coming up too, by the sounds of things. Well,
look, they've got Winch, North Werribee, Belpost Hill, East Geelong before the season's up. So
all sitting around the top 5 or 6 there. So
exactly right, exactly right. We look at North Geelong next. North Geelong are just sitting outside the 5 in 6th position. They're on equal points with Winchelsea. North have got they've got a pretty. They haven't got a too bad a run home. They've got Belpost Hill in a couple of weeks' time. That'll be a great game. Then they've got East Geelong. That'll be another tight game for them. Then they come up against Winch towards the end of the season. Thompson last game of the season. So North Geelong, they're going to be struggling as well, I think. Maybe a half-half result for them. Even though I know the girls go out there every week and they give it their darndest. And when I was coaching Belpost Hill, North Geelong was always a tough game. There was only ever a couple of goals in it.
Yeah. And I think they'll move a little bit up and down depending on the weeks there, but possibly come in sitting around where they are there, or maybe possibly scraping into the top 5, depending on the day. Once again, with a couple of those big strong teams they've got to play there. Thompson undefeated, and they've got them again.
Yeah.
I can't recall what they've first met them, what the score was when they first met them in the first round there. But they've definitely got a hard run home anyway with a couple of those teams.
Absolutely. Then we go into the 5, and Winchelsea are sitting 5th on the ladder.
Yep.
Which at this time of the year, I find surprising. I really thought Winch would, but at Winch, the coach doesn't turn up, players don't turn up, the president doesn't even know that they're not turning up. But saying that, having a look at Winch's run home, I believe that the girls down there have finished their state duties now. So I'm sure that you've got Amy Worth down there, who hasn't been playing for the last week or two, and also Lauren Houghton. They'll be back in the side and bolsters the Winchelsea stocks. Looking towards the rest of the season, I think Winch have got 8 wins on the board and 2 possible losses. All wins, depending upon on the day who they play against. They've got Thompson and Werribee before the season's out.
Yeah, right at the end there too.
Towards the end of the season. Yeah, last couple of rounds they've got Thompson and Werribee, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. They've already lost to Thompson once this year.
And Werribee.
And they haven't played Werribee yet?
Yeah, we have.
Oh, you have to. You lost to both those. Exactly right. So I'm sure that they'll be looking to try and claw back those losses there.
Yep. And it's actually playing them both at the end of the year is a good thing, I think, for any side, because especially if you are sitting in the top, 5 or 6 or 7 there, it sort of gives you an idea of what your final's going to be like, and it's sort of a pre-final match really for some of those higher sides to be playing against each other as well, not just Winch, but even the likes of your Bell Post playing, your East and Werribee and Thompson and all that. It sort of gives you a really good indication, I think, on where you are sitting for finals in that last weekend there too.
Absolutely. So. East Geelong sitting 4th on the ladder at the moment. Really the surprise packet as far as I'm concerned in the league right now.
Good on them though.
Absolutely. Look, Amy Hardman's got the girls working hard down there, and they're coming on court. They drew against Belpost Hill earlier in the year, and probably should have been Belpost Hill on that day, but it was just one of those games where Belpost Hill came back and and drew with them. So look, East Geelong, I'm thinking they've got North, Werribee, Belpost Hill again, Thompson before the season's out, so they've got a tough run home as well with 10 games remaining. And we'll quickly hit on Belpost Hill, sitting 3rd at the moment. I think in looking at Belpost Hill's run towards the finals, they've got to come up against North in a couple of weeks' time, Werribee, Thompson. So they've got some tough games coming up as well, and I'm sure that Terry at Belpost Hill will be looking at trying at least winning 1 or 2 of them. We'll give it a break for just right now. We'll head to an ad because Fano's on my case, and we'll be back in just a moment.
I'm here to tell you how football is strong.